information, entertainment. So, stay with me for the next 1 hour inside the program Midday Show. And to yourself for the listening to it from wherever you get to from. Remember, say cable for be part of this edition by where I go use the number 077-981-981. The number again is 077-981-981. And add your voice to the different things to look at. Or you can join the conversation on Radio Democracy Facebook and YouTube pages. So I could get the chance for use the comment section for send text message and be part of this edition to them platform that the program. Now Midday Show, and it come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. The program Midday Show, they continue inside the program. They continue to look at more issues. We go inside the Minister of Energy, Sierra Leone, say all the projects and what the ministry they put together, then they hope say Freetown will get 24 hours light inside 2027. They talk this inside every week. Tuesday press briefing with the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. They all with the media for give updates, but the government ministry, department, and agency then work. What don't they happen inside the governance? Well, for more on this, we reporter Haji Jallo been part of this and we put this report together.
The Ministry of Energy, now the body we get the mandate for put policy them in place and self-oversee energy institution them where they supply electricity now the country, like the Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority, EDSA, Electricity Generation and Transmission Company, EGTC, and Electricity Water Regulatory Commission, EWRC, where this now for promote renewable energy and sustainable energy service to Salon people. With this, up till now, the country they face serious challenge for get sustainable electricity and some parts them now the country. This make plenty people don't they ask question waiting the Ministry of Energy don't they do for tackle the electricity challenge within the country. This make the Minister of Energy, Cyril Grant, talk about waiting that they do now for reduce the electricity challenge na Salon.
Yearly maintenance don't done. Bumbuna enough water don't go na the reservoir. Enough of it, and now Bumbuna now they generate 10 megawatts constantly. In terms of Lungi Town, we'll get 10 megawatts of power compared to the 1.5 megawatts we get from that thermal machine they did now. Then we get the NANS project we all man don't talk about. We wanna see where the turbine land now at a kid and pull out the big project. And then they go be 108 to 120 megawatts. That project they will begin generate power first quarter 2027. We push them for let them accelerate, but we don't say that power. They once it come, that one whole area, that Wellington QC area, they go transform because now you go get reliable power where you go want the power not go shake because that's what we need to develop.
With this, the work that they do now for tap electricity challenge and some parts them na the country. Waiting at the plan where the Ministry of Energy get for people them we tap na the peninsula area. Cyril Grant explain.
In terms of the rest of the country, where we get boku other projects where we get planned. The Freetown network, we get 2 other projects we are working on. We get one project with another 20 megawatts with the Benguima. And when I don't say what's in the weakness from the network, the Freetown network, it not go on time. And it tap where you then at the peninsula, the Freetown network, the generation will come out in Sussex, that they tap. Anything below Sussex, all man where you see it below Sussex, a generator and solar they get. Now at Benguima, we get another IPP where they build a 20 megawatt solar with battery backup in November. We do break ground in about 3 weeks now, and they don't begin to do the panel themselves. So that they now, in terms of supplying power from the peninsula, from the bottom can up, then they go every.
With all them projects they are, where the ministry they implement now, but still some parts then are Freetown, they face blackout. Cyril Grant talk about the reason we make some parts then are Freetown, they get blackout.
Yes, that's true. Some parts of the city dark. some parts get blackout. Me self na us. The lights gonna go on and off and on. Right now, the network now one sign no more where they inject electricity into the system. King Tom. So then they, as soon as can imagine, they create an unstable system. And at the part of the issue that they will face. Can you imagine from King Tom, anything from Bumbona, where can inside na King Tom in the land. Even from Kappa ship na King Tom they go where they distribute them. It's very unstable system. In terms of giving us stable power, first quarter 2027 will be there. Extremely stable power. By the tenants done and they give me 100 megawatts, will be there.
Cyril Grant end up for call on Salon people for tap for bypass meter them, and same way so ask Salon people for report anybody where they catch they do yuki per meter to the Salon police or EDSA will command them. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, na Alaju Jalo, they report.
Program midday show, they continue inside the program, but they continue for look at more issues, and from issue we get for do with energy. This time we'll turn our attention to Parliament, inside the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Cisse say the agreement way about convention on the establishment of international organization for mediation where Parliament to approve go help for getting to the party business between Salon and other countries in the world. Alpha Cisse talk this way parliamentarian them go approve the agreement where even don't lay before Parliament May 19 this year. We report Alfred Jana been part of this process and we put this report together.
Section 40, subsection 4, inside the 1991 Constitution, give Parliament the power for debate and agree on agreement them with the executive arm of government signed on behalf of Salon people and for sake of this make. Inside the Tuesday, May 19 Parliament is city. Parliament be get but 4 agreements them before them, 1 per them agreement them. Now second optional protocol to the international covenant, civil and political right, where the aim for the abolition of death penalty and proclaimed by the General Assembly Resolution 44-128 of December 1989. After we parliamentarians them don't debate on the agreement them, leader of opposition, Honorable Abdul Kabo, be asked the Attorney General Alpha Cisse question, but the disadvantage of the agreement will be done lay before Parliament.
Honorable Member, we note that yes, enforcement is a challenge, not only for matters that will get before of the International Organization for Mediation, but it is a challenge for several other mechanisms that Sierra Leone and the broader international community have made commitments to. For example, judgments of the International Court of Justice, yes, face challenges with enforcement, but states still get matters to the ICJ with the commitment that when international treaties are signed, there is a commitment to honor.
After this response, the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Solomon Singapore Thomas, be asked member in the Parliament if they agree for this agreement, and all the member them na Parliament will be present na the sitting say they agree for the agreement. But one agreement not be laid before Parliament when about the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Now with that, the House of Parliament be moved to the next agenda. We now for approve, but 6 people wey President Bio pick for serve na different office them. But the public go want to know who that na then 6 people here wey President Bio been pick for serve na different office them. Make the deputy leader of government business, Honorable Bashiru Siliki, be announced the name of them people here with President Bio be pick.
The committee unanimously adjourned the following presidential nominees to be adequately qualified for their proposed appointment and are therefore recommended to the House for approval. 1. Dr. Fala Dominic Lamin, proposed chairman, Local Government Service Commission. 2. Madam Constance Agnes Saleh Sama, proposed Commissioner Southern Region Local Government Service Commission. 3. Madam Esther Bufo Bayo, proposed Commissioner Eastern Region Local Government Service Commission. 4. Madam Edna Fatmata Kumba, proposed Commissioner Northern Region Local Government Service Commission. 5. Miss Edwin Elba, proposed Chairperson, National Council for Technical and Vocational Education. 6. Mr. Ken Green, proposed Director General, Sierra Leone Public Transport Authority.
The Speaker, Honorable Senator Solomon Thomas, be adjourned the sitting to Thursday, June 11 this month for approve the agreement where the Minister of Trade and Industry be laid before Parliament for the Society for the Democracy. Mina Alfkejana, the report.
Well, from that report today, the program midday show they continue, and the time from 2 o'clock now. 15 minutes gone past the hour 12 p.m. and me would have been counted on this edition of Fumble. I am Jaffa Mans Davis, and we continue to look at more issues. This time we'll go say the Director General for the National Civil Registration Authority, Mohammed Massakoy, say the reason why them bring together different chiefdom na the Western area. Now for talk about how they go on for work as one of the people them where they take ID card. He talked this inside one meeting with I beg your pardon. Talk this inside one meeting with the National Civil Registration, all with the council for tribal heads them na the Western area. We reporter Amy Jackson, been the part of this gets more.
The National Civil Registration Authority, body where government set up through the National Civil Registration Act of 2016, and the mandate for register and take record of important events and where they happen at the country, like married, divorce, people who can die, picking them whether they born, and other events them. Also part of the mandate for giving national identity card and other ID card to people. But for make this happen, the authority needs support from other body them for CC, people take the national ID card. Because of this, make the National Civil Registration Authority don't meet with traditional chieftain in the Western area. The Director General for NCRA talk more about the reason for this meeting.
We called this meeting with a consensus, reach tribal heads here, for us to discuss strategies how their people will have their ID cards in the Western area. We have all understood ourselves, tribal heads, we have understood the imperative reason need for us all to be identified. We have also understood the risk it will cause if we don't identify ourselves, if our people are not identified. And so therefore, to mitigate or prevent those challenges or risk associated with you not being identified, we said to ourselves, let us meet together, NCRA and the tribal heads in this Western area, for us to discuss and agree on how we will do ID cards for our people in the Western area.
The Director General of NCRA, Mohammed Massakoy, also say the meeting they in line with President Bio's statement. Also a call on NCRA for make sure say Salon people get ID card.
We basically are fulfilling the mandate we had, the instruction or directive we had from His Excellency the President, Julius Maada Bio, at the launch of the ID card project in Sierra Leone. He asked or he directed that we move ID card service to the doorstep of our people. We cannot do that without the tribal authorities, especially in the Western area. We have been working very closely with the paramount chiefs and other traditional leaders in districts, and so we wanted to see how we'll also replicate that in the Western. That is why we had this very successful meeting.
Where it talk the Secretary General, Council of Traditional Heads, Western Area, Chief Matthew Jibaru Young, they get this for say.
One for give you the assurance that as from today, the issuance of the ID card is going to increase. And definitely, charity begins at home. We Sidon ISO, the 16 tribal heads in the Western area, we start out with resolve chiefdom within the Western area that anybody will not get ID card. You are no longer a chief. And it will happen because we are going to call all of them. And they ask all tribal heads where we there. When we command us, so let we call a big meeting of all of resolve chiefdom in the Western area. Make we know how many of them get ID cards, how many of them will not get ID cards. Anyone will not get ID card. Yeah, 1 week or 2 weeks. If you don't take ID card, consider yourself gone.
Inside in your talk, the Chairman Council of Traditional Heads, Chief Sabeki, talked about waiting a makeup of this meeting with the National Civil Registration Authority hold with them.
Very good and timely because national registration to identify yourself is so good that since the inception of this registration, see people around in the corner not even caring to come and to be identified and take the national registration. So the Director General and staff call us this afternoon, all the 16 tribal heads, talk to us about the need to get this national registration. We are going now to our different communities, talk to our people. Because if you want to travel out of Freetown or even within Freetown, there is need that you should be taking your national ID card with you. It's just like you are mobile. It should be part of you.
Chief Sabeki and for assure will command them. And the National Civil Registration Authority say them as chief go work together. But she say people where they live in the western area take their national identity card. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Adeyemi Jackson, the report.
Well, from that report today, the program Midday Show, they continue, and inside the program, they continue to look at more and more issues. This time, we go outside one obstetrician gynecologist, Dr. David Jallo, say bleeding after born and other complications, them, now some pandi challenge them way woman and girl picking them can face whether they go to FGM. Dr. David Jallo talk this in our interview to the Democracy where he been talk about FGM from medical perspective. He talk more about this story reporter Mastan Swari inside this interview.
Well, from the medical perspective, FGM now female genital mutilation. Well, when they say female genital mutilation, a process basically not a medical process, but it's a traditional practice where they do whereby they remove some part of the vulva, we involve either the clitoris, the labia minora, the labia majora of a woman.
From medical perspective, what are some of the immediate health risks them where woman and girl picking the face during and after FGM?
Well, what they face actually, you get immediate and you get long-term complications. One of the immediate is where they do FGM, especially that area actually of the body, a highly vascularized. You get a lot of blood supply with the day. So one, it can be bleeding, no the man can bleed. It can get infections, which sometimes will lead to sepsis. Another immediate one, it can lead to menstrual disturbances, as the case may be. Because based on the type of FGM they do for the patient, the blood flow they come up better. The menses, the monthly menses. So some the back flu go behind. And it can cause what we call pelvic disorders or dysmenorrhea when a painful mens woman the mess. And at times it can cause certain conditions they call endometriosis. Where some of the menses they come out and they go back na your ovary, na your pelvic organ and they respond to hormonal changes them where they mess monthly. And that can cause severe pain. And another one actually we can cause when a long term, it can cause infertility in some women. And then the immediate one in back way I've just left out, it can cause dyspareunia. That means with the sex, they get a lot of pain. But you also get other psychological components where inside a long time, what they can call post-traumatic stress disorder on the woman.
Right, so how FGM they affect woman and reproductive health, including pregnancy and childbirth?
Well, say the woman, the reproductive system actually comprises of the vulva, whether the labia minora, labia majora, the clitoris, the urethra. You got as restored structures in the way involved. And then they respond to changes for a woman. First of all, in their sexual life, it can be either disturbance because the organ will don't reduce in its function where they either due to the narrow of the orifices or probably they will cut the clitoris. Sometimes they don't get some hypertrophy scar or some tissue don't grow. So it cause painful penetration of the penis. So it can cause pain for them and that it can cause for them in their sexual life. Where the reproductive life, let me see if they want to conceive. If they get belly, what it can do? Because the passage down small, it can lead to adverse obstetric outcomes. One of those outcomes then we can see, it can be like say, when you begin to come out towards the end of the vulva, and then they will come out because the place don't tight. But in generally, with all the tear, then they get to call postpartum hemorrhage. Woman, they bleed, we born.
What are some of the risks of infection and and pasmac bleeding we get for do with FGM.
If you get infection as a woman, it will lead to PID. And when it lead to PID, it will lead to probably infertility in the woman in case it affect the ovary, cause inflammation. It can lead to pelvic abscess, where it can be a serious something will lead to sepsis and even death of the man. And the bleeding itself, if you bleed a lot, and in some situation, then probably you undergo FGM, and that moment we bleed, you can die.
Any medical benefits to FGM?
Well, not just say FGM, because when you say FGM, you mean a traditional practice, but medically, yes, you get what we call clilectomy, way different from FGM. In that situation, now when the woman get what we call vulvar cancer. Vulvar cancer can come out like lesions there, so foot where you see at the vulva. If you happen to be there around the clitoris, and as a doctor you want to help the woman, they get for what we call excision of the vulva, or simple excision or radical excision. So you can remove that part there where get cancer from the man or die. You understand? In that time, but doing it probably for other practices other than medical time involve vulva, they not get no medical benefit for the patient.
Look at the impact we FGM gets on women's sexual and overall quality of life.
It affects actually the sexual life. Overall, it affects the sexual life considerably compared to women under FGM. Because you see there are phases where woman you live with. Sex is something where you find, because now the reproduction it takes place, now they part of the will, they manifest inside man. So and you for do them in a way where it's pleasurable. Because it's not pleasurable, not no good one. If you go do one, you get pain, you cry, you go as well not good, you go run from them. You understand? So stress they don't show say woman don't go FGM and don't do FGM, their sexual life is different. Because the clitoris, all the organ, labia majora, all they play a role for give a sensation to the woman. So if you're not there in the perfect function, the woman will get feeling low, but you don't get that satisfaction we need. And you just by them say you eat food, you're not very full, you go for more food for it. So you can find you get more desire for get sex, so that you will release that tension of orgasm by you. Unlike the way get clitoris, get everything, it will go one, it will satisfy. It not mean say no go do again, no, but that satisfaction go there. So now that it will affect a woman who don't do one. You understand? As studies don't show. Then overall in their life, they will get what we call a post-traumatic stress disorder. In that situation, because you don't undergo some process before, because of how that process affects you, you will find say you will then in a depressive state and so on. And in some situation like that, it can be a trauma in you. Anytime you remember, you feel something basically they go outside you. So in that situation, the person to a psychiatric doctor will see you and then treat you for that condition. Now that is affecting a woman in general life.
Well, that's now one obstetrician gynecologist. We now Dr. David Jallo inside our interview with Mastan Soiree. They talk about FGM from medical perspective, as you say. Bleeding after born and other complications, then are sometimes they challenge them when woman and girl picking them they face we don't go to FGM. The program na midday show and it come to you from the Society for the Democracy 98.1 FM. Me will bring canton na this edition fumble. Me name na Jaffa Mans Davis, and not forget say you self will listen to we from wherever they get to from be able for be part of this edition by way how you go use the number 077 981 981. The number again 077 981 981, or you can join the conversation on the Democracy Facebook and YouTube page. The program midday show they continue inside the program. We'll continue for look at more issues from issue we get for do with medical perspective on FGM. We still stay in the health sector. Also, the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, say inside the first 100 days of the 300 days campaign, government will for reduce maternal mortality death to 31% in the country. He talked this inside one press conference where the Minister of Health always partner them and the media for talk about their achievements and challenge them with waiting next for this campaign. Well, for more on this, make we join with reporter Mary Kamarabangoa as a been part of this engagement and go now report.
Maternal mortality don't be major challenge na the salon well body system. Usai bele woman, komra, and under 5 pikin them don't they die plenty. For see how them go able tap make the government some time back we go launch one 300 days campaign against maternal mortality as way for reduce how belle woman komra and pikin dem dey die per smack one. Since dem launch am e don 100 days wey make the Ministry of Health and partner dem with the media go look wetin dem don achieve, challenges and wetin next. The permanent secretary na the Ministry of Health and Sanitation and Usori talk more about the reason for this engagement.
For the first 100 days, we focused on establishing a discipline that's capable of identifying all the bottlenecks we have at district level and take corrective action. We did quite a bit, including setting up district and national level structures, activating district task forces as we do in an outbreak management, strengthening maternal death reviews, we intensified community outreach, and we had real-time monitoring of key indicators. Among the achievements that we've made during this first 100 days is to have national level coordination unit. We've got a very good team that's really focused on this, but there's a broader team that includes the entire Ministry of Health, and we've got detailed work plans. We've got a national situation room that's activated with real-time dashboards, seeing that there's a countdown dashboard that tells us up to the second how much more time we have. Then we've got all of our district task forces active. We've got active engagements with all the local leadership, the paramount chiefs, the local councils. We've even engaged the paramount chiefs to set up bylaws in their communities that would help promote maternal and child health.
Inside Ayon talk, the director na the reproductive and child health na the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Moses, explain what na some of the things them we dem don do inside these 100 days.
For the first 100 days, we focused on establishing a discipline that's capable of identifying all the bottlenecks we have at district level and take corrective action. We did quite a bit, including setting up district and national level structures, activating district task forces as we do in an outbreak management, strengthening maternal death reviews, we intensified community outreach, and we had real-time monitoring of key indicators. Among the achievements that we've made during this first 100 days is to have national level coordination unit. We've got a very good team that's really focused on this, but there's a broader team that includes the entire Ministry of Health, and we've got detailed work plans. We've got a national situation room that's activated with real-time dashboards, seeing that there's a countdown dashboard that tells us up to the second how much more time we have.
Where in the talk, the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, we get this for say.
Same time last year, if you look at the maternal mortality, there were 123 women that died in the country. When you combine all of the districts, all of the chiefs of everything, 123 died in that same period of 100 days last year. This year, the same period, 85 women died. So from 123, 85 means a 31% drop. If you look at the children, unfortunately, we didn't have as much success in the children as we had with pregnant. So last year, in the same window, we had about 1,237 children died. In the same period, 1,100 died, 1,099 died. So there's a drop by 11. Imagine 31% for the pregnant women, 11% drop in children.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, and for Asho people say the ministry go work for CISE inside this last 200 days of activism we don't left go make for achieve zero maternal health, zero child health, and zero those children for the Society for Radio Democracy. Me na Mary Kamara Bangura the report.
Well, from that report, say the program Midday Show, they continue, and inside the program, the time from is 2 o'clock now.